Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of the UI Spotlight, where we talk to extraordinary members of our community doing extraordinary things. And today, of course, we've got someone truly extraordinary. We've got Helen Smith. How you doing, girl?
I'm good, thank you. How are
Welcome
you?
to the show, the UI Spotlight. So I want to talk about your journey. You've done some crazy things. Your before and afters say a lot.
Yes.
Say so much. And then, of course, the shifts that I've seen in you and externally in your life since you've started UI have just been mind-boggling and mind-blowing.
Yes.
So I think everyone watching today is going to really get so much out of it and be super pumped and inspired by the time we finish. So I'm really excited. So
Fantastic.
You've done 9 and 6.
Yes.
You've done MBM, Mind Body Mastery. You've done Bikini Body Challenge.
Yes.
Have you done Aftermath?
It's sort of in between those.
In between did Aftermath, and then of course just elite training here and everything else that you do.
That's
Let's
right.
start at 9 and 6, the beginning.
The very beginning.
The very beginning. How much did you lose initially when you came into UI?
I lost 9.2 kilos.
In the first round?
In the first round.
Awesome.
And then I think just over 9 on the second.
So another round, I lost just over another
Yes.
9. Unreal,
Yes.
unreal. And just for everyone's knowledge, how much have you lost all up?
35 kilos.
35 kilos. Outstanding. Another high five. Boom. So what brought you to UI? Like, where were you at sort of mentally, emotionally, physically before you started UI?
So emotionally, I was in a bad place. We were trying to have a family, so every failure in that, just got me lower and lower and lower in my life. And I was in I volunteer in a group that it's okay to be overweight. It's just, it just is. It's just their nature. It's just their culture. And I slipped into that quite comfortably. And I comfort ate. Ate when I was happy. Ate when I was sad. Ate when I was angry. I just ate. And I had a photo taken of me with a can of fizzy drink in my hand, and I looked miserable. And it was supposed to be a happy photo, and I looked miserable, and that was my turning point. And at that point, lo and behold, UI popped up on my Facebook page. It was a sign.
Yeah. Destiny.
And I already knew of you guys anyway from previous encounters with you. And I thought, no, this is it. I have to do something because I'm just not happy.
Awesome. And what was the scariest thing coming, starting the journey or starting the challenge when you knew that, of course, there was going to be effort, time, all of those things, money, blah blah blah. What were the biggest fears for you?
The pain.
Yeah.
Because I've been there before, and I lost a lot of weight before, and then gradually put it all back on because I didn't have the right mindset to keep it off, and I yo-yoed. So I know what it's like to start and go through all that initial pain, muscle soreness pain as well, and I was always afraid to stop after that because I didn't want to ever go backwards again.
Yeah. I love that you brought up the back and forth and self-sabotaging, because I'm sure everyone listening and watching, so many people go through that same experience where they start and then they stop and they don't stay consistent.
That's
and
right.
We talk a lot about the 66-day rule, don't we? That in order to completely ingrain a new habit and ritual, it takes around 66 days of consistent effort, focus, discipline, in order to ingrain that into your psyche, mentally, emotionally, physically, and then it's a lot easier to maintain after that. But it's that period beforehand that people sort of get trapped in and revert back. How long was that happening for you? Like, how many times did that sort of happen on your journey?
Once I started UI,
sort of before you
Oh, before it was all the time. I was yo-yoing all the time. So I'd lose a couple of kilos and put it all back on, lose a couple. My friend and I got together and we made a pact, because when we got together we'd, have morning tea and have custard scrolls every time. We made a pact that we'd walk our dogs and that's what we'd do instead of eating. And together while walking we lost a fair bit of weight, but then I got stuck, and I know my own body. I know I need to work hard to keep it off. And that was at that point as well that I need to do more. And she's still an avid supporter of me as well. But since starting UI, I think I've gone back with all the challenges, because it does take a while to get your mindset right as well. And I was actually afraid that if I didn't have a challenge, I would revert backwards. Now, after all those challenges, after all the, the second bikini body challenge, I was like, that's it. I don't need any more challenges. I can do this. I had enough of challenges. And I was able to keep on going.
But it's so true. I mean, initially, for me, I always need a new goal, of course, to go after. But initially, it's more important than ever that you have something that you're focused on, that you're moving towards, that you're passionate about. And that's one thing you did so well, was just attacked one thing after another. And I knew how focused you were from the beginning, because you really wanted it. And the more success you achieved, the more you wanted, and it flowed on. So after you did the 2 rounds of 9 and 6, what happened next?
Well, I did do a 3rd round. I wasn't as successful, but I still lost weight in that 3rd round. It was my birthday. So I celebrated the entire month.
One of those ones. It was a month birthday.
It was a big birthday. So, and I'd been going for the 12 weeks. So, but I was still happy with that. I still did really well. And at that point too, I still felt that my mind wasn't quite where it needed to be. And that's when I joined Mind Body Mastery.
Awesome.
And did the 8-week course with Mind Body Mastery.
Great. Unreal. Yeah. And what did you learn in Mind Body Mastery? So for everyone listening, Mind Body Mastery is about really up-leveling your psychology, your mindset, your emotional state and awareness, and delving into peak performance psychology. What did you get most out of that and learn from Mind Body Mastery?
Well, my biggest thing is overwhelm. I take on a lot, and I just yes. I'll do that for you, no worries. And before I know it, I've forgotten about myself, and I'm total overwhelmed. Oh my God, how am I supposed to do this? So one thing I can really take away from Mind Body Mastery is learning how to step back, take a deep breath, and deal with that overwhelm. Chunk things down when things are feeling too much for me. I've learnt that to question my choices a lot better. Is this going to serve me for my goals? I actually talk to my food now, which is quite crazy. Do I need to really eat you now? No, I don't. See you later.
I love that. And it gives a good answer back, which is great.
Right. So I do... so as far as health and fitness goes... my fitness, I'm a routine person, so coming to the gym is not a problem for me. I get up, get dressed, go to the gym. That's not a problem at all. I don't even need to talk myself out of getting out of bed. It just happens. My thing that I needed from Mind Body Mastery was pretty much for the food, for the nutrition side, and for everything outside of the gym. It's made me more settled, more grounded, coping with just difficult things at home. I'm okay now that we don't have a family, whereas a year ago I was devastated I didn't have a family. It was the be all and end all. Now I'm okay with that. And Mind Body Mastery's got me through that as well, and that is massive. That is really, that's huge. And it's just my entire outlook on life. I think everything, not just health and fitness. It's just the whole aspect. I changed jobs, then I realised that it's not the workplace, it's the job that I'm kind of not happy with. Perhaps I need to change career goals, and I'm working at that now. I never ever thought I'd go back to studying, and I am. That was a bigger fear for me. So
and I remember in Mind Body Mastery we talked about this, and you wanted to study and do things, and there were those fears, and there was a bunch of barriers there, but you crushed that and went forth, and you are studying, and you're kicking absolute massive ass in your study, which is terrific. So you've made all this amazing progress. It's so powerful to see. So once you did Mind Body Mastery, you then went on to Bikini
Body Challenge.
Tell me about that.
Which was absolutely awesome.
So
I learned how to lift heavy stuff.
Love it. Well, that's the next level, isn't it?
It is.
Really?
It is. And now that's all I do. I barely do classes now. I'm more scared of classes than heavy things.
Really? You found a passion for lifting heavy stuff. I love it.
So that's amazing. Just the transformation in body shape just gives you this extra fire. It's just like, wow, I can actually change the shape of my body by doing these things.
On that note, you won the round, didn't you?
Yes.
Congratulations. So Helen actually won the Bikini Body Challenge, the round, because your transformation was so phenomenal. And also your self-leadership and leadership within Bikini Body Challenge was incredible. You really helped everyone else up-level their mindset, their skills, and implemented a lot of things that you learned in Mind Body Mastery into the challenge and taught a lot of others. It was amazing to see. So congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. I remember saying on the photo shoot, and I actually remember in the morning, because the photo shoot was a big thing, and I thought, well, I'm going to get my inner diva out here. I don't do this all that often. And got to spray tan and put the makeup on, do my hair and all that sort of stuff. And I actually looked in the mirror, and for the first time ever in my entire life, I went, damn girl, you look hot.
Yeah, I love it.
First time ever. I would never have ever said that about myself in my life. Never. And that's massive transformation, mind, body and soul.
Yeah. How did that feel? I mean, that's a huge statement. The first time ever you looked in the mirror and you actually, appreciated and loved what you saw. How did that, in that moment, with all those years, I guess, of not loving what you saw, how did that feel then and there in that moment?
Oh, words can't describe it. It was absolutely amazing. And you wouldn't have been able to get the smile off my face. I think I was about 10 feet taller. Yeah. I walked into the gym for the photo shoot like a diva.
Yeah.
You just, it's just amazing. I love absolutely amazing.
And
no better feeling.
You look so beautiful. You looked amazing, and
Thank you.
I still look at the shots. You actually, Andrew just posted your photos up on the
I
Facebook
page.
Myself. I know, right?
It's
just crazy transformation. So again, super proud of all that you've done there, and what I've just loved watching within you is, again, your leadership. And we talk about this a lot in Mind Body Mastery, that to live a successful life in all capacities, it's about self-leadership and then being able to lead others and improving in that way. And your self-leadership from when you've walked in the door till now is just been phenomenal. It's crazy, and so many people look up to you here. You're a true leader in our community, and again, I think that amount of growth in such a short amount of time just blows my mind. How do you feel about being one of the the true leaders in our community?
It's kind of surreal, to be honest. It's after the Bikini Body Challenge, I almost became a little famous, and it was everyone knew me, but I didn't know anybody else. It was a little bit. It was just a bit surreal, and it did actually take me a bit of soul searching too, to be able to accept that, because I've never been able to deal with a lot of the compliments or being an inspiration. I've never had the opportunity to inspire people, and to be told I'm an inspiration, it was like, no. Sometimes now, even that, when Andrew posted that before and after on the photo on the Facebook this week, I still look at it and I still don't believe it sometimes myself. Yeah. So it is a little difficult to still grasp, and I actually gave someone a compliment the other day, and they did exactly what I did. I went, oh no, I've got this to go, and I've got that, I've still got to work on this. And I said to them, no, just, I'm going to say that again, and you're going to just say thank you and accept what I say. And I realised that that's what I need to do as well, because that's exactly what I used to do. Is someone would compliment me, geez, you're looking good, and I go, oh, really? No, not this week. But I've learnt now to say, oh, thank you, I'm feeling really good too. And that takes a lot. It takes a hell of a lot, and it's taken me a long time to be able to do that, because I've not had that all my life.
Absolutely, and such an important lesson for everyone to learn.
Yeah.
So many people do that, don't they? They don't accept the compliment, and
that's right.
They do it because they don't want to be, they don't want an ego, or they don't want to show off, or whatever it may be, or they're just really insecure. But just being able to take that compliment on and then think about the achievement and why someone said that. Yeah. It's huge for your own confidence, and you need to cherish those moments and appreciate how far you've come. Do you sometimes think back and look, I mean, when you look at those photos, I'm sure that you do, it probably blows your mind, but do you look back and really just think, fuck, geez, Helen, I've really done well. Apologies for swearing there, guys. Jeebus, Helen, I've really done some amazing things. Like,
Yeah.
do you just sit there in awe sometimes of yourself?
Yeah, I do. I look at it and go, wow, who is that woman? Who is that person? And I did a presentation, my very first ever presentation, and I asked the audience, what do you see in that photo? And they all knew me. They all knew me back then too. And it was my voluntary group, and they said, you look unhappy. But they all saw me as a happy-go-lucky person, because that's my role in the community, is to be happy. And you know, they don't need to see that side of me. So I still see that. I do look back on that, and I still look at it and go, far out. And it's so humbling to look back at that and say, never ever again. And I do have that photo on my phone constantly. I know a vision board is supposed to be a vision that you see in advance of what you want to be, but my vision board is what I was, what I am now, and what I want to be, because it's a constant reminder that I am never ever going to go back there.
I love that. I love that. And as we know, two sides of motivation, your pleasure and pain.
That's
so it's
right, and
it's
that's my
great
pain.
that you've set it up. Absolutely. And again, you know, you've come so far, so you should be so proud. But it's awesome that you can really sit there and say, I'm never going to go back, and say that as a non-negotiable.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So, you know, you've learnt a lot over the last, how long have you been with us?
About 18 months.
18 months?
Yeah.
So you've learnt heaps over the last 18 months. It's been an incredible journey for you. How has what you've learned in Mind Body Mastery, and I guess everything that, you know, UI's about, our values and everything that, you know, leadership, etc., how has that affected other parts of your life? So how has that gone into your relationships and work and things of that nature?
Well, it's changed a lot in work, and I'll give you a great example. I work in a small office of 6 people. When I started there was a girl there that we didn't get along at all. We completely clashed. And over time, and I pretty much just started MBM at that point, I think. Yeah. And she actually noticed all the changes. And over time, she's calmed down a lot as well. She was quite erratic, quite abrupt. She had a lot of issues going on in her own life. And I would just be me. You know? Yeah. I don't know how to be anything else, so I would just be myself. And of late, in the past, 4 to 6 months, I guess, she started to actually compliment me and saying, you're my inspiration. Wow. And from huge. Absolutely hating me, because she did. She, she wanted to take me to HR. Yeah. But for I don't know what. To saying that I'm her inspiration. She even came to work the other day and said, Helen, I did 5 kilometres on the treadmill last night, and I've got that feeling back on. I remembered that feeling that I get when I run. And she said, it's all because of you, so I thank you so much. Wow. And so that's just like, wow.
It's amazing.
Just that. And, just at home life too, I don't snap at the hubby as often as I used to.
I'm sure he's happy about that.
I'm sure
he's stoked, yeah.
I guess he eats healthier, but not all that often. But
yeah. James, right?
Still, yeah.
So James, if you're watching,
I'm still trying on him.
It's the message, yeah.
Just everything, and everybody just sees the complete utter turnaround.
Yeah, it's amazing.
In how I am and who I am,
Yeah, that's beautiful. I love that story about your work colleague, because, I mean, that's huge.
It is,
to turn that relationship around, and really just via leading by example.
That's right.
And I often say this, people come into our seminars and to chat with us, and they say, how can I make my family be better, or think differently, or improve their health, or my partner, or my work colleagues? And the simple answer is that you got to do just what Helen's done, and that's lead by example. You can't force this upon anyone, but what you can do is stand strong in your own identity, lead by example, get the results, and live that, and people will look up to you and then want to change. The best way to influence change is to change and be the change you want to see in the world, as who said that, Gandhi?
Yeah.
Is that Gandhi?
I'm
Let's
not sure.
say he said it. But it's a great quote.
We'll look it up.
Yeah, exactly. We'll look it up later. But be the change you want to see in the
That's
world
right.
and live in that space, and everyone will step up, and that's exactly what you've done.
We used to have morning tea every Thursday for our Thursday meetings, and gradually that it was just left and no one was eating it. So eventually I said, look, how about we not even bother with morning tea? No one's eating it. And so we don't do morning tea and our meetings anymore either. So
That's awesome.
they're not eating junk
I
every
love
Thursday
that.
morning.
So you're influencing change everywhere.
So that's
I love
another
it.
thing that I've influenced as well.
Absolutely, it's powerful. So I
Yeah.
can't wait to see what you do in the future. Lots more positive influencing and change.
Can't wait either.
So, again, you've learned a lot of cool stuff, and I love to ask this question. I've asked all the guests on UI Spotlight, but if you could tell your younger self any message to help you along in the future, what would that be? What would you tell younger Helen in order to help inspire her to create positive change faster?
Well, the biggest thing that I've learnt through MBM mainly is not to focus or not to worry about what other people think of me, because that was a major thing that hurdle I got over as well. And so, and that was a big thing back in my childhood of my younger years. Is I was always worried about what everybody said about me and said to me, and it always got me down. So I think any young person or my younger self, I would say, look, what anybody thinks of you is none of your business. And I live by that quote now because I absolutely love it. It's none of your business what anybody says about you. It's whatever they think. It's their opinion. And you just need to hold your own opinion of what you are. If you're holding true to yourself, true to your visions, your beliefs, and you stick to those, then you'll go a long way. And yeah, if you have your standards high and you stick to those, then keep your integrity as well.
Yeah.
And and that's the best way to be.
It's powerful advice, and I think that we often talk about overcoming. We do talk about overcoming fears a lot in Mind Body Mastery and in general at UI, and that's one of the biggest fears holding people back, isn't it? The fear of judgment and rejection and not being good enough. So that advice is so powerful. So again, if you're listening and that hits home to you, look up to Helen and take some action on that, because it's so important that we get over that very quickly in order to succeed, because on the other side of that fear is where your success lies, isn't it?
Yeah. And I find that a lot of people don't step foot into a gym because they're worried about not being able to do the exercise, or I'm not going to be able to keep up, or I'm not going to be able to run the block, or I'm not going to be able to pick up a weight. Who cares? You're there, you're doing it.
Exactly.
You're making that first step.
Yeah.
Even if you just do half the class, next time you do half and a little bit more, you pick up a pink kettlebell for a couple of weeks, next time you'll pick up a
Move
blue.
up to the next level.
You just keep on going and just give it a go. If you can only do one rep of that one for 1 week, that's good, because you're still doing it.
Absolutely.
And it doesn't matter what other people think. If they're looking at you going, oh, you're only picking up a pink, that's their issue, not yours.
Exactly
At least
right.
you're trying.
And I mean, that's one of the beauties of being in a community like ours, is that you don't get that judgment.
That's
you don't
right.
get people saying, why aren't you working harder, or
Exactly.
blah blah blah. I mean, you will get that off the coaches if you're not working hard, don't get me wrong, but
You've
you're
gotta
not
push yourself.
you're not judged in the beginning for not being able to do things until you're capable and to get
That's
to that
right.
level. So it's important that, again, people overcome that, and we often hear that, don't they? I'll join the gym when I'm fit enough, or I'll do a fitness program when I'm fit enough, or I'll do this when I'm brave enough. But you don't get courage first. You take action, and then you earn the courage, isn't that right? So I love that advice. Powerful. What's the next goal for you, Helen? You've got some big dreams and big goals, and we're going to Bali. You come to the Bali retreat in a few months.
Oh my
Bring that on.
God.
Boom, knuckles.
So getting a little excited about that.
It's going to be amazing, isn't it?
Oh, it's going to be awesome.
So what are some of the goals? What do you want to achieve?
I want to lose a little bit more weight before Bali.
Yeah.
A couple more kilos before Bali. I want to tone up a little bit
Absolutely.
more. Mine now is to just get lean. So I've just joined Leanne's Get Lean with Leanne.
Awesome.
After this.
One of our coaches here at UI, yes.
Yeah, so she's all about lifting heavy as well, so I'm excited about that.
Absolutely.
And just toning,
Great.
getting my body fat percentage down now.
Yeah, great. How
Just
exciting.
getting as lean as I possibly can, getting
Yeah.
the best version of me.
Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
That's one of those things, it's just constant and never-ending improvement. And
Yeah.
again, you've proved to yourself time and time again that you've got that within you, and you've come so far. And again, you blow my mind every time we look at the photos or we talk. Every time we chat, it's a new level of evolution for you mentally and emotionally. So again, I'm personally so proud of you, and I know that everyone in the community is as well. What would you say to everyone watching? Some community members, some people that aren't part of UI, that want to take their life to the next level, want to step up and improve, raise the bar, raise their standards. What bit of inspo or tip would you give to all of these amazing people out there listening now, as a final word to them?
Well, not to quote Nike or anything, but just do it.
I love it. I love it.
Just do it. Embrace that fear and what's that? Geez, I've gone blank for a second. Learn to be uncomfortable and
embrace the uncomfortable. Huh?
Embrace. That's the word I'm looking for. Embrace the uncomfortable, and just be uncomfortable all the time, because that's where you grow. You know, step out of that comfort zone, and then once you're comfortable there, step out of it again, because there's no other way to grow.
Absolutely, yeah. So constantly chase that uncomfortable situation.
And I think that with my training as well, as soon as I'm not hurting, I don't have any muscle pain, then I need to up it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And, up the weight or...
Isn't that a switch? Most people think the opposite. They feel the pain or feel uncomfortable, they run for the hills. But we know that on the other side of pain is success and everything that we want. And again, another great lesson that I hope everyone takes on. That's been a bit of a consistent theme through all the spotlights. Everyone really gets that message here at UI that you've got to embrace the uncomfortable. And again, it's such a powerful thing to implement and take home with you. Yeah. Helen, thank you so much for joining us on the UI Spotlight. Give me a big hug.
Thank you.
Amazing.
It's been awesome.
You've achieved so much. We're so proud of you. And again, I hope everyone watching, you've just had a massive dose of inspo. If you see Helen in the gym, give her a high five, say good day to her. And again, take action on all these lessons that you've learned, because if we can do it, if Helen can do it, then anyone can do it. You've just got to step up and take action. Guys, thank you so much. Thank you, Helen. We'll see you on the next episode of the UI Spotlight.